Hey buds, today we smoke some strains that have been lost to the ages.
We cover news stories ranging from a mountain of weed to some law book Necronomicon BS.
And an interview with our resident meme lord, Isaac.
All this and more today on the Good Buds podcast.
Let's smoke some weed.
Welcome to the Good Buds podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I'm Curtis,
I'm Shank.
and this is episode 21, airing Monday, January 25th, 2021, on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and many more. Thanks for joining us.
Before we start, I'd like to thank Lumen Spot and My High Shop for sponsoring this episode. Check out the links below in the description, and we'll talk more about that later. So Curtis, how you doing today?
Well, Shank, I am doing good. Had a relatively all right day. I went to the doctor's earlier. Everything's checking out. All good there. So,
Nice.
all good.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good, man. We all finger in the pooper once a year. Make sure you're nice and healthy. It's good.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's good, man.
How about you, Shank? How about you?
Oh, fantastic, man. I got some running around done today. I spent the whole day vibrating with excitement about recording the podcast because obviously, as the folks at home know, this is the first episode of season 2,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm so glad to be back. Frankly, I've been doing good, man. I've been doing great. Really happy to be back here. Really happy to be doing this. I'm really happy to,
Same here. I
be
mean,
doing what we love to do.
oh, yeah. Always great to get back to it, and always great to get back to all of you people, which, we got
Yeah.
some great stuff lined up for you today.
We really do. And before we get on to the show, I would love just to remind you guys to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you want to see some really funny and interesting behind the scenes content. You can also jump over to our Discord server, actually, if you want to, for some awesome conversation where we check in daily, sometimes multiple times a day. And, there will be links down below for you. You can check that out.
And if you like what we're doing and you want to support the show, you can check out our Patreon page and donate there. We have several tiers you can choose from, including behind the scenes content exclusively for Patreon and the ability to listen in on our show live. Again, the links are down below.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Check it out. And so let's get on with the reviews, right, Curtis?
Absolutely. I've been waiting for this.
I know.
Good Buds Review, Good Buds.
So, Curtis, what are you burning today?
Well, Shank, today I am burning on a lost relic that has been found by me. I am smoking on Holy Grail Kush. Now, this beautiful, beautiful strain is a hybrid 50-50, no dominance one way or the other. It is a strain that, well, this one in particular is from a private grower in Detroit. One of my friends that I know, one of my buddies, one of my guys, one of my dudes.
A homie who knows me?
A homie who knows me. Now, this is a cross between OG number 18 and Kosher Kush. So, it good for all of you, my Hebrews out there, my He-Buds.
Yeah, the He-Buds.
It's kosher.
The He-Buds.
Exactly. It's roughly 20% THC, so pretty good there. And this has won a High Times Cannabis Cup in the hybrid category in the 2011 Cannabis Cup. So it is an
award winner.
An award winner. It won the gold. Got it. Now, in terms of
Nice.
the looks of this strain, it's a very tightly packed, very dense, and very dusty strain. Dusty as in it has this very fine crystal coating over top the entire thing. Like just shaking off little particles falling everywhere. It has this also nice, light, almost mint green color to it. What kind of hard to tell because again, there's so much fine crystal on there that it kind of shines and glistens in the light. Like all these white speckles appear. I don't know. It's just like it glistens like the Holy Grail. Oh, I get it now.
Oh, like the holy. Oh, I get it. That makes sense.
Exactly. Now, it also
That's
has this small amount of fine tangerine hairs on there, like the graceful little locks that are on the back of your neck that also itch like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, looks very nice, very well trimmed and everything. In terms of the scent, it's got sweet tones, earthy aroma, slight peppery notes, and the tiniest amount of pine in the background. And all in all, it
Nice.
reminds me of one of those sugar-coated gumdrops that you use to decorate gingerbread houses. And it kind of looks
I
like
know
it too with
exactly what
the
you're talking about.
sprinkle, but it's got like that sweet, fruity scent a little bit, but it's also piney, as in like, it also has that weird like mint burn to it at the same time. I don't know. They taste really good, but it smells good as well. But that's what I got for the Holy
Nice.
Grail.
Nice.
Uh,
Sounds fantastic, man.
absolutely. But Jank, it's been so long. What are you burning for us today?
Well, today I am burning Secret.
Uh, what are you burning today, Shank?
I'm burning Secret. It's actually it's Truro Secret to be more specific. It's a strain that was grown by a company here in Nova Scotia, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's the actual name of it. I thought you were just being a dick.
Yeah.
I thought you were being a dick.
No, that wouldn't be a dick right now. Only coming back in the first episode. I wouldn't do that. That would be rude.
Coming back with the secret
but
strain. Anyway,
yeah, coming back with a secret strain. No, but it's just called Secret. It's actually a cross of Secret cookies and something else that I can't be bothered to look up at this exact moment. But overall, it is beautiful. They're very dense nugs. Like, we're talking, you look at them and you're like, holy crap, that's like as dense as a golf ball. It's got an overall dark coloration of purple and green to it, which, as I've expressed many times in the past on the podcast, I loves me a dark strain. My favorites, Armageddon, which is a dark brown and purple strain. Like, I love those dark strains. So looking at it, it immediately filled me with joy. It's like a deep dark forest where there are like these little clusters of red hairs kind of peeking out through the cracks, like at the bottom, like, but there's not quite enough light for them to fully flourish and spread.
right.
But it's like it's so densely packed, honestly, that it's like light is unable to penetrate it. That's why I think it looks so dark. It's not actually that dark of a weed, but like light just has a hard time getting back out once it hits it. 'Cause
It's like
just so dense.
Sauron's castle from Lord of the Rings.
Absolutely, it's just the darkness won't let the light in, right? So it's wild. It's like Vanta Black; it just absorbs it. But frankly, it looks beautiful. Obviously, if the people at home are watching this on YouTube or wherever they are, they could be in a coffee shop. But if they're watching this on YouTube, they can see these pictures, right? All floating around us when we're talking about them. But if they can't, they can check them out on Instagram. They will be there.
Absolutely.
Check them out.
All
Good
of
Buds
our audio
Podcast.
listeners, check us out on Instagram so you can check out our pictures.
Yeah.
Good Buds
can-
Podcast.
You can see these strains, and they're amazing. They're like, they look beautiful. You are going to want to see them. But for the smell of this strain, man, honestly, it's very unique. It's a oh man, it's like,
Good enough in there?
oh, I'd put my nose right in that container, brother. I'm gonna have to turn the volume clipping down on that one in post, but it's got a really sweet musky flavor with like a very subtle background of a herb and lemon almost. And frankly, it's like a nice relaxing dinner with friends in the summer before Rona messed all that stuff up. You know,
Yes.
like just the feeling, the vibe you get from just chilling out with your homies and just like having some chow and like smoking some joints and just like relaxing. Like that's the vibe that I get when I get a whiff of this weed. Like just it reminds me of that like nice calm summer feeling, like a very happy smell. It's a very happy smelling weed to me, which isn't
Oh.
very scientific, but we're not a scientific podcast, so if you want that
Yes,
shit,
we
go
are.
listen to Bill Nye.
Science.
Science, mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. The powerhouse of the cell.
Exactly.
Like legit though. Like it's a really great smelling weed though, and frankly, I can't wait to try it. But once again, check us out on Instagram at Good Buds Podcast. If you're not watching this on YouTube, if you want to see these gorgeous nugs, and while you're on Instagram, click that little follow button or whatever the heck it is there, and go check out Curtis on his personal Instagram, which you can find at
Good Buds Curtis. And you can also find Shank's personal Instagram there at
Good Buds Shank. And if you check it out, you will see all kinds of funny stuff. And Curtis takes some bong hoots that would frankly blow most people's heads like clean off the top of their body. Like, it's amazing. You'll want to see it.
And Shank rolls some of the most beautiful joints that I've seen and smokes them down to the tip.
I
Just
love
the
us
tip.
burning them. Just the tip. So yeah, man, I think we should try these out.
Oh yes.
So we can, see how they taste, and then we can
Judge from there.
yeah, judge from there. Actually, should before let's check it out. Let's get a good hit. We should get a good hit.
Absolutely.
You
Really
ready?
good hit. Absolutely. I got my bong ready here. How about you, Shank?
Got it, brother.
All right. You bros know what time it is. Lighters out. Let's blaze it. Toke skaboke.
Oh my goodness, gumbo! Wow. Yeah, Curtis, man. How's that taste for you, brother?
Oh man. So it's this very sweet and cooling hit. But the thing is, it hits the back of the throat really fucking rough. It chills out after a while, but it's
It gives you a second to breathe afterwards, but
you kind of need to breathe a bit. It's turning me to Borat. I'm fine.
oh my, very good bong.
Good bong. Good night. But no, it's tasting very nice. It tastes very much like the scent. A lot of the sweetness has come through. A lot more of the peppery has come through. And it's just kind of tasting all in all like gumdrops and sugar plums dancing in my head.
Nice.
I don't know if that's
Nice.
the weed or the lack of sleep, but either way, fuck yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
So Shank, how's your dirty little secret?
My dirty little secret. Honestly, it has a very sweet, musky flavor, just like the kind of musky smell that it has. It's like super. It's just strong. It's a very like earthy, sugary kind of flavor to it. It's really strange.
Like cane
It's
sugar,
not
not
one of the-
processed sugar.
Like cane, yeah, not like processed sugar. Not like we're not talking like the bleached, like we're talking like cane sugar, like a natural sugary sweetness.
Yeah.
That really, it's funny because it must be because it's an indica dominant hybrid. It's really a flavor I'm not very used to. And it's got these like nice peppery notes and stuff. I'm very much enjoying the flavor of this strain. Actually, I'm going to take another hit here really quick because
Well,
I want to.
absolutely.
Do you want to
Yeah.
check out some reviews on
Yeah.
the yeah?
Well, he gets into that. We're going to be checking out some online reviews. Now, these are the reviews of other stoners online who have already given their opinions online, and we are other stoners online giving our opinions to the onlines.
Opinions.
That's right, that's right. So, this Holy Grail Kush is generally known to have a mellow, relaxing body high. It has a very happy and uplifting head high, which is very nice. It's really good for if you have stress or pain, which is good because I still work during Corona, but seriously, mask up.
It's very painful and stressful.
Exactly. And the one downside that I've been seeing a lot is cotton mouth. So, as always, make sure you get some water, get some beverages. We're always prepared here at the Good Buds Podcast. Shank,
Always prepared.
I'm going to take a drink of this water, and then I'm going to hit my bong. But in the meantime, what are they saying about your secret? What is your secret out?
A funny story. I actually had a really hard time digging up anything about the actual effects of the strain. A lot of them simply talked about the flavors and the scents, and a lot like we do. They don't really talk about how it makes you feel. I did, however, find one site that tells you that, and it was a little bit hippie-ish though. So be prepared. They say that this strain comes with heightened sensory awareness being sharpened. It has a strong sense of euphoria, which, good. I find that with a lot of hybrids. It's one of the things I love about them. You feel very floaty with this strain. However, you are quite focused, and there's a lot of head pressure. And by head pressure, I'm not certain what they mean.
I think
I'm
that's
hoping
just a
that
nice way of telling you you're gonna get a headache from this strain, which
yeah,
kind
I'm
of
gonna get
sucks.
it's gonna cause a headache. But frankly, I mean, I don't get really pressure headaches from anything. So like
It might
maybe
just
it
be
like
one of those
raises your
things
blood
where it's like you
pressure.
might have to lay your head back, like,
Yeah, yeah, that may happen. And frankly, I mean, I'm not too concerned. I'm like, this weed, it tastes amazing. It looks amazing. Obviously, once again, I'm going to tell people they should check out the Instagram and look at these. I can't stress that enough. They look beautiful.
absolutely.
But man, I'm like, yeah, it's frankly,
You know what?
it's
While we're
awesome
plugging
tasting.
that, might as well plug again. Go to Facebook, go to Twitter, go to our Discord, go to our Patreon, go everywhere. Like us.
Do it.
Go to our
Just
YouTube page and
do.
subscribe. Go on
I mean, it helps, guys.
Spotify
It
and
really does. I
listen to
mean,
us in the car. Do whatever,
like
man.
yeah, even if you don't want to like if you don't want to be a weekly listener or a daily listener or whatever, like I mean, if you give us a like or a follow or whatever, it really does help us out big time, and we appreciate every single one. We celebrate even the smallest milestones. And we when we hit 420 subscribers, I don't even know what we're gonna do with ourselves. Like we're
We
probably
will
just
shit
gonna
our
like
pants on camera. OnlyFans,
I'm
maybe.
I'm wearing my brown pants right now, so just we'll see how it goes.
Exactly. But
But man, so I'm excited to smoke this weed, man. I want to smoke a joint. You know I love my joints.
absolutely. So we got our joints here. Drink.
Yeah.
Let's. You know what time it is. It's 4:20
Well, it's
somewhere.
always yeah
It's always
yeah it's 420 somewhere.
Oh,
This is I'd like to say buds at home before we do spark these up. Very first joint of season 2. Thank you all for joining us for all of season 1, and thank you for those new listeners who are just now joining us for season 2. Go back and listen to the old episodes. They're not going to be as wild as the new ones that are coming, but holy crap, they're great. And you can smoke a joint along with us every single time.
you can listen to how stupid we sounded back then.
Oh man, I sounded like such a doofus. I mean, I still do, but I sounded like one then too. R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg. R.I.P.
It's 4:20 somewhere,
miss that
bros.
man.
Lighters out. Let's smoke.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's blaze it.
Oh yeah, buddy. Woo. Oh, Curtis, man, Curtis, this is brilliant, brother. This is brilliant. Oh my God, this stream might be a little bit potent for joints. Holy crap, this is
Oh,
wow, wowie wow.
I'm.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
How you?
Like I'm not getting.
Yeah, man. So what do you?
I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting pretty high. This fucking joint is pretty good. Pretty fucking
This
good.
is tasty as hell. It's
Mhm.
tasty as hell, man. Yeah. So what are you burning out of today?
Today I am burning out of, I believe, a coconut juicy J.
Nice.
I don't know why I thought coconut would go good with this strain, but it does. Suck it.
Well, I can't see why it wouldn't, man. Coconut goes well with damn near anything.
I do have candy cane papers, and that probably would have gone with the gumdrop theme and made it like
Well, that would have
really
been really cool.
like
Yeah.
Christmassy fuckery in my mouth.
Yeah. Very very holiday-ish.
How about you,
Yeah.
sir?
No, man. This is
What you got burning out of today?
today. I am smoking out of a Canadian lumber pre-roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. It's interesting. I was at the store buying them. These ones are actually branded the Hippie, I believe, because they were 100% natural.
So did they have some
pretty cool.
unnatural ones called the hoppies?
Oh man, if they don't, I'm gonna be severely disappointed in them.
Hippie?
So
The
disappointed
hoppy?
that I can't even just be disappointed. I would be disappointed. That's how that's an extra level, right? Like a whole nother level
Damn.
to copy a very brilliant comedian. But they're fantastic, man. They're great cones. Very easy to roll, obviously, because it's a fucking cone. I mean, it's a pre-roll cone. All you do is drop the weed in and pack it down. It's like not rocket science, but it's great, man. It burns well. Obviously the paper. It's a natural paper, so it doesn't really add a whole bunch of flavor to the joint. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer OCBs. I just do. Just because I guess call it habit, I guess.
Eh.
But everybody who listens to the podcast knows I roll with OCBs almost exclusively. Primarily because I can't fucking get my hands on flavored papers because of the stupid government here.
Of course.
Banning them in Nova Scotia. You can still funny though. I can still buy them on the internet and have them shipped here. I just can't buy them here. It's dumb.
Some legal
It's dumb.
Some legal foolery.
Yeah, some real legal foolery. It's pretty gosh darn dumb. But yeah, it's a like honestly really good strain. Tastes fantastic. Secret, Truro secret to be more specific. Check it out if you're in Canada. If you're one of my Canadian listeners, I believe this is a strain that's available Canada-wide. And if you're in like BC and you see Truro Secret, know that it is from my home province, the home province of Shank. I could drive down the road a very long way, mind you, probably about an hour and a bit, but I could drive down the road and I could, be at the place that grows this fantastic strain. It's a big facility. It's, fucking...
Fair enough.
Man, dude.
And as
they built
everybody,
one? Yeah.
and anybody who's in America or anywhere, if you see something that says Holy Grail Kush, pretty dope. Pretty good. I'd smoke it.
Yeah, and he doesn't just mean how beautiful it looks, like how gorgeous the strain looks, because obviously I've seen it, I see it well before you guys see it because we let each other. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret.
Surprise, surprise! We message each other outside of the podcast.
Yeah, some of this podcast isn't entirely spontaneous. We know what we're smoking before the episode, but
You're giving them too much.
No, it's fine. But the thing is, what the reaction to how it makes us feel, that is 100% genuine. We never know before the podcast, before we smoke it, how it's going to treat us. So stick around until the end of the podcast, because at that point we'll be asking how we're feeling, and we'll be seeing what these strains do to us over the period of us chatting with you beautiful people. Yeah, man. So it's awesome. I love it, dude. I love it. It's been so long since we took a break. We needed it.
Yeah. Fucking.
I don't know if we needed it.
Some stuff has gone. We've obviously created some new set aspects, some new other stuff.
Oh yeah, you
changed
guys
some
might
stuff around.
notice.
Yeah.
We look beautiful right now. Look at me.
You haven't noticed. We look fucking gorgeous.
I have hands.
We have legs.
We have legs. This is gonna be fun to animate, Curtis.
I'm doing it to myself. We're not restricted anymore. Yay! All right, so I'm come back.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hell for me to animate.
Oh man, it's gonna be so fun. I really I gotta say, this season is we put a lot of work into just kind of making some new assets and just kind of doing cool shit. There's a promo that we made that's too hot for Facebook. We wanted to use it as a Facebook ad, but Facebook was all like, "Bitch, please, you are not using you say high as giraffe pussy at the very but it's bleeped. I mean, it's bleeped, but it's very obvious what you say.
We also we have an entire, I believe, 7-second period where we're just inhaling our bongs.
Yeah, oh yeah, just solid ASMR. The best kind of ASMR.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all super massive rips.
Not to mention the first words we actually say are, "What about all these cucumbers? Are they for his butt?"
That's true. It's like with tabloids. What about all these cucumbers? Are they for his butt? But yeah, we couldn't put it on. It was too hot for Facebook to use as an ad. So we are running a different ad on Facebook right now by the time this podcast comes out. You can check out that ad though. If you go to our Facebook page, if you're listening to this, if you go to our Facebook page or our YouTube page.
It's up on YouTube, Facebook. It's even up on our Reddit page, which we haven't mentioned yet. We have r/good r/goodbuds Reddit.
No, r/goodbud sub.
Goodbud sub.
Yeah, Goodbud sub. You go to r/Goodbud sub, and you can post memes. You can post dick pics. We'll immediately ban you and delete the picture.
Save the picture.
I mean, I'm just saying. Well, we're gonna save it in the archives, but it'll be removed. But I mean, like, you can post whatever the hell you want there. I mean, we will moderate it if you're an asshole. But frankly, it's yeah, like, go on there, go on Reddit, good bud sub, like, post some shit. Like, we love that. We love memes. We are super in love with memes. But the good thing is we have our memes sated by our guest that we'll be speaking to later in this episode. And you guys, this guy is he's one of our best buds. You're gonna love him.
You're gonna want to stick around for that. But
Yeah, you're gonna want yeah.
all in all, yeah. Other than creating the assets, watching the hilarity of the bullshit that's been going down in the news and everything else that's been going on.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas!
Kind of
that
just been
Viking
enjoying
man.
some slight video game play. We've been getting a lot into Payday 2 recently.
Payday 2. Oh my god, I love that game. I love it. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I finally found a game I'm good at.
And we're probably going to talk more about it later when we're in with Isaac, because we play with him as well. But
Absolutely.
it's a pretty fucking fun game, I gotta say.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, it's got a very very unique gameplay, but it's for a game that seems like it should be unpolished. It's really polished. They've got a lot of like like it's got its
Little
quirks,
things and
but
stuff. See, it's all the good
Yeah,
parts of
but-
GTA that I want to consistently play, but I constantly get bored playing with GTA's versions.
I know, right?
So-
I know because like it's got enough RNG that you
I
have
like
to
the
think on your
cars, I like
toes.
this and that, but when it comes down to the heist that I want to do all the time, I can't.
No. So many of them turn into like smash and grabs no matter what.
Well, not
Like,
even that. It's
and,
the fact that first off, you have to make sure you have 3 other friends, depending on what heist you're doing. Then you have to do
Oh,
all the
yes.
setups. Then you have to do this and that. Payday 2, it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck that. Your setup is
No, yeah,
literally
you're not
clicking on
wrong.
a menu and you're there. Do
Yep,
it.
exactly true, man. And that's what I find too. Like, actually, if people check out my YouTube channel, it's Bad Names Games. If you go there and check that
And
out, I
also, for
actually
those of
post
you
some
who
solo
don't know,
heists that I do.
Payday 2 is a game where you literally just rob stores, banks, jewelry
Yeah.
stores, military bases.
You're generally
You
just
are generally
overall
a
criminal.
high-end criminal
There,
mastermind robber.
yeah, there are even some assassination missions, and like you have to like do espionage missions where you steal like
You get
know,
contract,
corporate
you do
secrets
thing,
and-
you leave thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty sweet. I love the game. And frankly, like Curtis said, we will definitely talk more about that game probably later when Isaac is on because he plays with us all the time, and he definitely loves to heist as much as we do.
Oh yeah. But
But Curtis, I don't know, man. Do you think that we should run some?
I think we should let's run a quick ad.
Yeah, let's hit an ad for a minute. Let's pop into the ad zone.
Hey buds, do you want some of the coolest cannabis clothing and accessories? Want to be the star of your next smoke session? Check out myhighshop.com for some great shirts, sweats, jewelry, and even pipes made out of amethyst crystals. Fuck, who made that a word? Anyway, check them out using the link below, and if you use code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout, you can get 35% off your entire order and free shipping. Again, that's code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout for 35% off and free shipping. Thank you to myhighshop.com, and let's get back to the show.
Oh, that was an absolutely fantastic advertisement for our beautiful sponsor. And yeah, so I think it is that time, Curtis. You think it's that time?
I think it is that time. Let's get on to our brand new set. Let's go show the people what we got. It is time for Weed News Worldwide.
All right, and for our first story today, I would like to talk about a mountain of weed. Curtis, can you close your eyes and just picture that in your mind's eye? A mountain of marijuana?
Purple waves and majesty.
Yeah. Yeah, purple majesty. Exactly, right? So, now, that could not be more true in a metaphorical sense, because during 2020, apparently marijuana sales amassed to a mountain of weed in the United States alone. I believe that the numbers. Okay, now I'm gonna give you one guess, just because I want to sound smart by announcing it. So one guess as to what the percentage of a raise, how much the increase in adult use was just over 2020.
I'm gonna say 40%.
No, a little higher than that actually. It is 67% increase over
Ooh.
2019.
Damn.
So 2020, yeah, that is right. So basically, in a year, obviously defined by coronavirus, Ronas,
Right.
and a lot of really freaky, angry shit going on. Um, Apparently, Americans were like, "Weed, please," and weed companies were like, "Yes, sir." So business has been booming. Essentially, what the article that I read from leafly.ca, by the way, there will be a link down in the description below. On the article, it said when COVID-19 hit the U.S. in March, many of many businesses in the cannabis industry thought they were gonna have to shut down. Like they were worried that the government was gonna be like, "Fuck off, not essential, get out of here." But the government in most states, like the majority of states, were like, "No, you're essential." They declared them essential workers, so they stayed open. And so dispensaries and retail stores responded to that by offering online ordering, curbside pickup, and delivery as COVID safe options for their customers.
Of course.
And customers, because those options were available, were like, woo, because many of them, a lot of Americans were faced with like stay at home orders. Right, like I mean, I don't know. Have you at any point had stay at home orders? Like, were you
Yes.
like
Michigan has had at first it had a couple months worth, and then it slightly opened back up, and then there was another stay-at-home order, except for essentials, which, since I'm in a restaurant that is open for carry-out food, I'm still technically essential. So
you are technically essential. That's true, man. Well, you are essential to me, Curtis, regardless of what the government thinks, brother. Big ups.
Thank you, Shane.
Big ups, homie.
Just know that you were the last person in our friends group I would use as the human shield.
I appreciate that. I'm skinny as hell anyway. Frankly, I'm probably the least effective human shield that you could use anyway. So I'm honored and both like accepting of your logic. But essentially what the stats are saying is that customers were like, "Hells yes, we've gotten a lot of stay-at-home advisories." And so there was a bit of a dip in late March revenue because people weren't really sure about whether money was going to come in or not. And then money started coming in. So it was like, chicka-doo, 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 like a little engine that made its way uphill. So even in Massachusetts, where Governor Charlie Baker's statewide shutdown order temporarily halted all retail operations in April, cannabis stores posted a 75% annual sales gain over 2019. So even with like being shut down for part of the year, they still, in the months that followed, once they were allowed to reopen and operate again, went way above and beyond. Customers were buying 25 to 40% more from state to state, like varying from state to state. So it's like 25% in some states, 40% in other states. But it's amazing because people are using it to, they're saying right here, like common causes for burnout, COVID-19, 72%, work, finances, politics, the news, civil unrest, all of that. You can just smoke weed and you forget about most of those things, right? So it's pretty great. Like basically it says in this article, if you want to check out more details about it, it does say that a lot more information about different states, like how, Florida's been doing, how New York's been doing. It basically says that a lot of states have been really improving quite dramatically with their sales. So, frankly, I think
very nice.
It's a mountain. Like I said, a mountain of weed, man. America's been selling a mountain of weed, and hopefully it's good to see.
Yeah, hopefully the rest of the states, even the ones who don't have legal marijuana, see that and understand that would be great revenue for their, individual states.
Oh my God, yes.
But unfortunately, some states do not agree with that. That turns us to Mississippi, where a zombie law has been cited in court to fight over Mississippi marijuana.
Dun dun.
Bum, bum.
A zombie law, you say? So the undead have taken over the courthouses.
The undead. Fucking all these people are smoking weed and turning into zombies, and that's ruining some law. I'm kidding. What's
I
actually
know, no,
happening?
yeah.
This story comes to us from usnews.com,
Yeah.
and what's happening is in Jackson, Mississippi, there are attorneys who are trying to block a Mississippi medical marijuana program, say the state is using a zombie law about old congressional districts. So what exactly this means, and this is where I found this story way funnier. Like, zombie caught me. I read the story and I'm like, oh, this isn't about zombies. And I'm like,
No,
wait,
you
this
have
is
my
way
attention.
funnier. So, uh, so here's what happened. Essentially, Mississippi was split up into 5 congressional districts. Now,
Mm-hmm.
these congressional districts were along the parameters for things in terms of voting and congressional voting, and in terms of other things like voting on laws, uh, getting names and stuff on ballots. So
Yeah.
therefore, it was split up into 5 congressional districts. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a law that in order for a thing to be put onto the ballot, you need to get an equal amount of signatures from 5 congressional districts. That meets the, required amount.
Yeah.
Now here's where the funny part is. Mississippi only has 4 congressional districts. After a census that was taken in the year 2000, they dropped from 5 congressional districts down to 4, but they never changed that state law.
Oh,
Now,
so they're taking advantage of that
exactly. They're trying to take
to
advantage of
stall
that,
them.
saying that, it's invalid because they would need more this and that. Now, however, there
Yeah.
is technically still the congressional lines, because by the technicality, the 4th one was decided by a federal order. The federal order, so here's what happened. In papers filed December 28th, state attorneys argued that Mississippi has 2 sets of congressional districts, one set used for congressional elections and one set used for other purposes. Federal judges, so, judges of the United States, drew 4
Yeah.
congressional districts when legislators failed to agree on a redistrict.
White runs.
When legislators failed to agree on a redistricting plan after the 2000 census. Although the state has been using the federal order for congressional elections, legislators did not clean up state laws to remove descriptions of the 5 old districts. Therefore, they're saying medicinal marijuana shouldn't be on the ballot because it is a unenforceable law. A law that remains on the books but is unenforceable is considered a zombie law, according to the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals.
That is the definition of actually a lot of countries have those. A lot of there's, and most of the time they're stupid stuff too. Like they're like municipal bylaws or whatever, where they're like, you can't have a donkey in your bathtub after 6, and it never comes up ever. Yes. Actually, I was talking to my friend Robert about this similar topic earlier, and I had said it's like if you were trying to start a horse farm, and they said you're not allowed to have more than 3 horses in any street number that has a 4 in the number, or in the street number. Like if it has a 4 in it, you can't have more than 3 horses there, and it's just a law from the 1800s. If you tried to start a farm there and someone didn't want you to, and they looked at the law books, they could see that law and be like, aha, and they can go to the judges and say, no, like, look, this law that's still in the books from like the 1800s says that they can't have more than 3 horses if their house address has a 4 in it and their house address is 1432, so right. They can't. They're going to need to move like 100 places down the road.
So, kind of the same shit's pretty much kind of going on here. So essentially, the Secretary of State's argument depends on this zombies law's reanimation, essentially, as put by Butler's attorneys. Butler being
that's great.
Mayor Mary Hawkins Butler of Madison.
Yeah. And that's fantastic
Now,
because I'm glad to know that there are. Yeah.
her
Sorry, go ahead.
initial opposition to Initiative 65 is because it limits the city's ability to regulate the location of medical marijuana businesses. So,
See, that's good. And I'm glad to see that there are people in government down there that are advocating for medical marijuana. So it's good to see that there are people that are like, hey, listen, like,
no, she's
this is a
opposing.
good idea.
No, she's opposing the medical marijuana because it limits.
Oh, she's fighting it?
Yes, because it limits her ability to regulate the location of medical marijuana businesses in her own city. She's the one giving the fucking lawsuit.
So because it's a statewide thing, that's dumb. So basically, she wants full control of her own city. So essentially, she's fighting it so that the state
I think
doesn't
she's
have
fighting
more
it for a revision of the law to allow for more city control. Which, if that's the case, that's
That makes
fine.
sense.
But if she's fighting it because she doesn't want medical marijuana at all, fuck her.
Yeah. Well, once it's passed
Sorry,
on a
we're
statewide
professional
level,
news
they
here.
can work on.
We're
Yeah,
professional
yeah, we're
news.
professional news. We are professional news. But once they figure it out on a congressional level, they can probably work on municipal. Like that'll be fine. Like walk before you run.
Exactly. So, but that pretty
Makes
much clears
sense.
us up for the zombie law, our Necronomicon.
Yeah, that's amazing. But speaking of running though, but like walking before you run. Speaking of running, there has been an explosion in Japan.
Wait, what?
Well, sorry, not an explosion, not like per se, like a boom.
Oh?
Well, no, not like a boom, like an economic boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of marijuana oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, illegally though.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So essentially, apparently, from what I've read online, this article come from thegrowthop.com.
Wait, hello.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Came from thegrowthop.com. And so it's basically attempts to smuggle liquid marijuana into Japan are skyrocketing. Apparently. There have been many reports from Japan that they are witnessing an explosive increase in the amount of liquid marijuana being seized by police and customs authorities.
Really?
Yeah, it's absolutely wild, man. So confiscations in 2020 by Tokyo Customs were estimated to be almost 45 times higher than they were in 2019. According to Nippon.com, a customs official described the situation as an explosive increase. The THC potent of cannabis extracts or concentrates, blah blah blah. They go on to inform us about cannabis extracts and how they're potent as shit. We all know.
Of course.
We don't need to know that. We know. But essentially, Nippon.com reported that Tokyo Customs has noted that only about 400 grams of so-called liquid marijuana was seized in all of 2019 compared to about 9 kilograms that were seized during the first half of 2020. So just the first half of 2020. Yeah. So that amount apparently rose by 18 kilograms by the end of November. While the amount of cannabis in general coming into the country has been greatly reduced because of the pandemic, obviously no flights coming in, no weed coming in, they've still noticed an increase in the amount of concentrates coming in.
Well, that's the thing. Even though there's been a fucking restriction on how many there's been fucking that much of an increase from 2019 to 2018.
Just like look at the states. Look at the states. Their sales have fucking boomed on marijuana shit.
I know,
you
but
think Japan's not going to do the same?
Japan is very strict on their drug laws.
Oh yeah, it's very much illegal there.
Sure.
But if anything, if what's happening slowly in the States with legalization and what happened very quickly in Canada with legalization proves anything, it's that prohibition doesn't work like that. It won't work. You can tell your people don't smoke weed all you want, but if you lock them in their houses and you say stare at your computer screen all day, this marijuana cigarette, they're gonna want weed. They're gonna want it. They're gonna drink, and which is more damaging to them, Like your people are much happier on weed.
Exactly.
And not to mention, dude, like, I mean, if you're one of those totalitarian governments that wants your people to be like, chill the fuck out, weed, man, get them some good, make sure, be like, all right,
guess what?
weed is legal, but only indica.
Give them sativa. No, get them sativas so they can work, and then give them the indicas
Yeah.
so they can chill. You're
Yeah.
good.
No, yeah, and if you want to be all totalitarian government, be like, be like our Minecraft server and be like only sativas until 7 p.m. and then after 7 p.m. only indicas. Like, so like,
Stay
there'd
on
never be an
schedule.
insurrection again. Like the rebels would be like, man, we should totally fucking overthrow the government, and then the other guy'd be like, yeah, but my bagel bites are almost done, man, and that sounds like a lot of work.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, I'm
See-
totally tired from work.
And another main part of that is definitely fucking, obviously Japan's part of making sure, eventually ending prohibition, which would be nice, but it all depends on them. But also,
Oh,
do
big
your
truth.
part. Make sure you can do what you can to prevent COVID. And
Yeah. Be smart.
that actually brings me to my next news story.
Okay.
So for our next story, it actually is related pot for shots. Essentially,
Oh?
Greenhouse of Walled Lake will give you a free pre-roll joint if you've received the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yes. Okay, what's that? What shop? What's their name?
This is Greenhouse of Walled Lake. This is here in Michigan, and this I'm finding
Greenhouse
out
of Walled
from
Lake.
clickondetroit.com.
That is incredible.
Links will be down below if you would like to check that out. But the Greenhouse of Walled
That's
Lake
beautiful.
is teaming up with You Baked Cannabis Company to offer free pre-roll joints to people who have received a COVID-19 vaccine and can prove it. The Pots for Shots COVID-19 vaccination promotions run from January 22nd through February 28th. You need to bring a written proof that you've received a COVID-19 vaccine, and you'll be given a free pre-roll joint with no purchase necessary.
That would be one doctor's note I would not fucking mind getting.
Absolutely. I don't mind. I mean, personally, I don't mind getting the vaccine anyway, but for a free joint, fuck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be getting the vaccine anyway, right? I'm on the list, right? So, like, I'm gonna get it, but
yeah,
it's one of those things where if I could get a free joint for it, I'd be like, okay, doctor, I hate getting doctor's notes. I personally am firmly against the concept of needing a doctor's note when you call out sick from work, because you're basically saying, go infect people at the hospital so that we can have a piece of paper that says you were sick when, you're an adult and we should be really just trusting that you're sick. Even if you're not.
but anyway.
Who gives a shit?
Well,
But anyway, I digress.
mean, yes, with
yeah.
a COVID-19 vaccine, it's pretty much always written down when you get a vaccine. So
Yeah.
there's always proof.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Just
anyway,
bring in the paperwork and be
but-
like, give me a joint.
So, from Jerry Millen, the founder and owner of Greenhouse, our goal is to raise awareness of the importance of getting the COVID-19 vaccination. As we, as a community, battle this horrible pandemic, Pot for Shots is our way of showing our commitment in helping the community get back to normalcy. We support the safe and responsible use of cannabis and hope this is the beginning of the end of this insidious pandemic. So,
Nice. That's awesome.
very nice
Like,
to see.
big, like, props to that company. Like, that's awesome.
Exactly,
That's
and I
fantastic.
hope-
Props to
I hope-
that owner.
Absolutely, and I hope a lot more, cannabis shops, dispensaries, and processing companies all fucking do their best to see what they can do.
You know what? Let's show them honestly what the weed industry is all about. Let's show them what cannabis is all about. How it's not like it. I mean, obviously, it's about profit. Make your money. You guys deserve this. You've probably been doing it illegally your whole lives, and now you finally don't have to worry. Make your money, but show them that cannabis users like to give back, right? We like to, a friend with weed is a friend indeed, right? So make sure you hook people up. Get that Ronas out of
is
here.
a friend indeed, and a friend in need is a friend who needs weed.
Weed coughs, not Rona coughs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, weed coughs, not Rona coughs. So I'm impressed with that company. That's fucking fantastic. Like I'm genuinely impressed with
Absolutely.
with how they've how they've done that. That's awesome.
And yes, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us for our news segment, and we're about to run a quick advertisement for you.
Yeah, before we run the ad, I would like to let you know to check out the links to these news stories down in the description below if you want to see some more information about what we've already told you. All right, here's the ad. Hey buds, I would love to tell you guys about one of our awesome sponsors, Lumenspot.com. They have some absolutely awesome stylish duds that are literally lit. If you click the link below in the description, you can get 50% off at the checkout if you use the code GoodBudsPodcast and free shipping. Plus, you would be helping us out big time. Anyway, big thanks to Lumenspot.com once again, and on with the show.
So, Shank, before we get on with our interview, I gotta ask, how are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling magnificent so far, dude. This weed is very uplifting. I'm feeling a very little bit heavy-eyed. Not sleepy though, like not tired, but like I feel like, I'm very in that state of relaxation. But my focus is still there. I feel really good, very happy. That's probably just because we're doing the podcast, man, and I'm friggin' stoked to be back. But it's good, man. Feeling great. How about you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty fucking good. I'm getting that nice relaxing feeling. That kind of jumbling the words a little bit, but that's because I'm kind of relaxed, you know? It's nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
I do have some dry mouth, so I have been drinking some water
Yeah.
through this, but
Sipping
other than
that,
that,
bevy.
I
Yeah,
gotta
sipping
say,
that.
pretty good. Pretty good all around.
Good, man. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's awesome. So now we are going to be getting into the interview.
Today we have our resident meme lord, best bud, unpaid intern,
And the third bud that you don't hear about as often, except for through memes on our socials.
Isaac. So, how you doing today, Isaac?
I'm fine. It's kind of weird being on this side of the whole podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Now that
uh,
you're talking, it's weird. People can hear your
It
voice.
is weird.
exactly.
It
People
is
don't
weird.
usually hear from
Yeah.
you. They just get to hear your comedy stylings through our very funny memes that you can see on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, a good 90% of them come from Isaac. So if you love them, you can thank him for that right now.
Exactly. So, I mean, first things to start off with, obviously being the Good Buds podcast. This is a little bit strange, but Isaac, do you smoke marijuana?
No, I do not.
You do not smoke marijuana. Huh.
No, actually,
Interesting.
no.
Interesting. Something we already knew,
That's
but
right.
interesting.
Interesting. Interesting. This is the part where I would be cinching, like scooching up in my seat a little bit. But no, like that's and like we always say, you don't need to smoke weed to be a bud. And Isaac doesn't smoke weed, and that's
He's been our friend
100%
for
cool. Yeah.
he's been our friend for what? Almost 4 years now?
Oh geez, yeah. Wow. Now, yeah,
Something like that.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Almost
it's
daily
interesting.
gaming, and
So, I mean, that would be a good time to ask if anything. Have you ever smoked weed before?
Yeah, actually, I have. I want to say at least 3 times.
At least three
Three
times?
times
you know,
in my life, I have.
If you would like to deliberate a little bit further, what were your
yeah, like
experiences?
Well, the first one wasn't so good because jackass friends I was hanging out with at the time could they bought they were all smoking, that good old K2.
Ah,
oh no,
And I didn't know anything about the time. I'm, fresh off the streets, I guess you would say.
yeah.
a square with
And
all
that
of his
wasn't
edges still.
yeah,
Now
and
keep
that
in
wasn't
mind for the audience at home, K2 is a synthetic marijuana substitute that is
Mhm.
not marijuana.
And it's
Bad
fucking
news.
terrible for you.
Bad
No,
news.
it was
Bad
probably the worst out of the 3 times. That was probably the worst, very worst. I felt like I was probably on crack or something, dude. I was
Oh,
very,
Now, was it
very hyper.
well, Isaac on behalf.
was it like marijuana mixed with K2, or was it just K2 and they're like, oh, it's just
I think
marijuana?
I,
Or
I they said it was,
ah,
but I don't think so.
that's yeah.
Cause they were getting it off of this store, and
Oh, then that's
I thought they just knew the guy at the store. But at the time here in the state of Ohio, K2 wasn't banned or not allowed.
well, that's exactly K2 was
So
legal.
I thought they were going to just because they knew the guy at the store. So I thought, hey, they're going to go get it from this guy at the store. They know, and
Right, little backroom deal or something.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. And turned out
Yeah.
it wasn't. But yeah, the
That's
first
weird,
time
man.
was the worst. The second time, I just gave it another shot because after I found out what it was and found out this it wasn't K2 the second time, I tried it. I don't know. I did it because at the time people were saying it was a really good antidepressant, and I was depressed a lot because of the situation I was in back then. So I
Right.
tried it, and I don't know. It just I know it has the effects on different people, but it just made me more depressed.
Well,
Made you
yeah, yeah, cannabis isn't really it's not like it isn't really necessarily it helps with depression, but only insofar as like if you're getting
I
other
know, but
methods
I'm
of help. Like, like you have to kind of deal
fresh
with the
out of middle
situation.
school, going into high school. I don't know what the hell's going on with this stuff. I just know it's all the
Yeah.
people around me are doing it, and I was surrounded
right.
by a
Yeah.
bad group of
I don't
apples. Cause that yeah.
see. I think it's more or less not marijuana like cures depression or helps with it or anything. It
No,
helped.
I
I
don't
think
think
it.
you can cure that.
I think it's more or less like it helps bring or more thoughts to your head. And usually, people who are used to smoking marijuana are used to thinking the happy thoughts and stuff like that. So for a first time, I don't think it would just make your
No,
brain think a lot more. So if you're
It
already
absolutely
that's
thinking
would.
what it
depression,
did.
it
Yeah.
might
Well, it'll
not try.
amplify anxiety. Yeah, you
Of
need to
course,
have coping strategies and like healthy coping strategies on top of cannabis. Like you can't just smoke weed and expect it to solve your problems, right? It's
exactly.
like,
Right.
But
yeah.
at the same time, it's
But at the same
still
time, yeah,
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and it's straight
yeah,
up.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
so
And at
Right.
the time you tried it, it probably wasn't what you needed at the time, right?
Yeah, I don't think
Doing
so.
it, which is
No,
smart.
that's good.
No,
I don't know.
yeah,
It was
power
just
to you, man. Like it's
everyone was around doing it, so it's like, oh, I might as well try to be fit in with them.
Exactly.
well,
At that
yeah,
young age, you got that mindset. You want to fit in with everybody.
See, I have a similar
sure.
So,
story to that. Again, back when I was I'll say 13 or 14, I started smoking cigarettes. I started with a friend and
uh,
I smoked for a little bit. And while we're smoking cigarettes, one day he comes up to me like 2 or 3 weeks after I start smoking and he gives me what he called a hand rolled cigarette. I'm like, okay, kind of smells a little bit weird and it's hand rolled all weird and stuff. I hit it, and surprise, surprise, it was a joint. That was the first time I had ever hit marijuana. Freaked me the fuck out. I had been told all this bad stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is terrible. No. So I quit smoking weed, quit smoking cigarettes. About a year later, some more stuff happened, and I went back to cigarettes, and then eventually I went into weed, and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad, and I kind of kept with it. Eventually, my tolerance built and everything else grew, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep going with it. And hey, here I am. But yeah, the
right.
first time I smoked weed, I really fucking hated my friend for it, and I quit smoking cigarettes because of it. So
Oh, trust me. After the K2 experience, I stopped hanging out with those people.
exactly.
Yeah, see, for me, it was strange because the first time we was with a good friend of mine. Actually, he's since passed. But he was a great guy. And he
Legit.
came down to my house. I don't even remember how old I was. But I was quite young, and he came by the house, and he was like, "Hey man, I got it." It's like I got a joint. You wanna go smoke it? And I was like, immediately like, yeah, because I was rebellious. I was a musician. Like, I was a rebellious kid. I was never bad. I didn't do anything bad, but like I was, like, yeah, let's fucking do it, man. Like, let's run around the streets at 2 o'clock in the morning for no
Right.
goddamn reason.
No
Sounds like
problem
you're
with
doing something
Like
right
that.
there.
right. No problem fighting the system, but you're not gonna go rob and murder a guy.
Straight up, exactly. Same as now, like same as we went out to this place that we called the Bus. Now the Bus was like this little secluded hidden place that people went to go smoke weed back when I was a kid. And we went down there and we lit the joint and smoked it. And we had it was shitty weed, man. Compared to the stuff that me and you smoke all the time, Curtis, like, and we talk about on the podcast, it was like
Oh yeah, dirt.
it was my YouTube channel. It was like a flaming trash can. Like it was not great, right? And
I can relate.
so yeah, so like it was terrible, but we had a great time, man. And so after that, like I just continued smoking weed like whenever I got the opportunity to. And like, it's weird because there have been a few points in my life where I went without without smoking weed just to prove to myself that it's not like I need to, but like I've always enjoyed it, and I've just consistently, and I know, but I've met people like Isaac and people even in other scenarios where they're straight up allergic to it, or they just
I've
for
met,
no reason at all
I
they don't
swear
want
to
to smoke
fucking
it.
God, I have met a girl who, under no circumstances, can get high off marijuana. She's not
Oh
allergic
really?
to it or anything like that. Like, I literally
My
went bowl for bowl with her at one point, and she literally stood there and just like, I swear to God, I am completely fine, no effect. And me,
actually, my
a professional good stoner, was like almost on my ass. Like, are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me right now?
my
yeah,
cousin, the one you guys met,
yeah.
he's the same way as that girl. He
Good
can't
game, good
get
game with
high.
him.
Yeah, he can't get
No,
high.
but
After
I know
his
people. I've
chemo,
met people. Yeah,
he can't get high anymore.
yeah. It's weird, man. Like, and I've met people like that. It's really just strange, And so obviously this is an interview, so we should probably ask a few more questions. I got a few for you, Isaac. So obviously we met each other
Mhm,
through playing video games.
mhm.
Now, would you like to describe to the audience like how we met one another, how you came to be
How we
part
met?
of the Good Buds? Yes.
Oh yeah.
So if we want to go way back, take it way
Oh,
back.
let's go. Let's go all the way back. Let's go back to when
Okay,
when
so
your balls weren't
I'm
dragging on the
I
carpet.
met I was playing Rainbow Six Siege one night, and I met a mutual friend of ours,
Yeah.
and a few days later, he invites me to this PlayStation party I join, and Shank is there, and he goes off to go do something, and it's just me and Shank there talking for like 15 minutes until he comes back. And then it's just us three for a while, for like maybe a month or so.
It
And
might
then
have been a month.
I get invited for a party, and then all of a sudden there's this new guy named Curtis in there. I didn't know who he was. I don't know where he came from either. I don't know his background of joining, but he was there one day, and
Pretty much
then
same thing as
I
you
remember
happened.
when I joined the party. That all three of them were talking about, oh, let's all three of us do this YouTube channel like Neebs Gaming and whatnot. And then
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
you guys tried to do that for a
One of
while,
the old
and
YouTube
then
channel.
one of us, after probably a year, maybe
Yeah.
a year or like maybe 7 8 months, the other guy started, he just
We know the
disappeared.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of petered off. He didn't play with us as much as
Nah,
us three. Yeah,
but
like
yeah, no.
we just kind of stuck together like glue, like some sticky buds.
Oh yeah. So it's
Yeah, it
it's
was
been
pretty
a
good,
nice
man. And
dynamic.
yeah,
Um.
it's wild, and I love it because honestly, my life was desperately missing memes and
Welcome.
constant jokes about people killing themselves. So I'm glad I've got Isaac in my life now, and I'm
You're
glad he's
I
in
welcome.
here.
Isaac gave us that perfect amount of millennial humor because I mean, technically, I'm also in that same category. You know, born in 1995, but I still consider myself a 90s kid. I was a little more woke.
I,
um.
I,
Uh,
I
I
Just
was
was,
saying.
born in the '80s, and frankly, I don't even know what's going on.
So
But
yeah.
I consider myself a '90s kid because I was born in '98, but
Right.
I had my household still had those '90s roots until like
oh yeah,
2006.
Oh, same
well, you
here.
love those. Well, you
Again,
still to this day
my first game system was an
'90s.
NES, and again, I was born in '95.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But you got to
exactly,
progress properly through. You got to progress properly through the systems.
of
That's what I did
course,
with Chase. I got him a Wii. You know,
I know, but
I got
my
him a
Mhm.
Wii, and then I
it
got
was
him a
it was
better
because of
system.
financial situation, not because
No,
of
yeah.
uh,
Oh, that's
video game
how I got
involvement.
my first console. My first console was fucking free. My neighbor
Oh
gave
yeah,
it
no.
to
When I
me.
was a kid, my stepdad bought one for like X amount of dollars from I insert redacted name here because because he had a modded PlayStation and shit like that and everything. But and like I'm pretty sure the guy was in the military, so I'd rather not mention his name or where this happened. But my stepdad got me this PlayStation, and it was like cheap as fuck. But like one of the stories that angers me from a kid is that there was a console in my house when I was a child, when I was a smaller, younger kid. I was probably about like, I don't know, 10-ish area. And my mother had remarried to this douchebag named Mark. Mark, if you're listening to this podcast, you're an asshole.
Fuck you,
Not all
Mark.
Yeah, I
Marks,
know.
just
Every
this specific
it's,
Mark.
it's okay. Every Mark that I've known, except maybe one person's a piece of shit.
No, I've met some nice Marks, but this Mark is an asshole. So Mark,
The
if you're
only,
listening to
the
this,
only,
Mark who's missing his finger and points with his middle finger. That's the Mark I'm talking about. That's that's
okay.
specific enough.
I've only,
But
I've
he's
only met one good Mark.
yeah. But anyway, this guy, my mom got married, right? And dude owned a fucking Super Nintendo,
Mhm.
and he wouldn't let us play it, man.
Fuck that
Oh
guy.
Yeah,
my
he had it hooked up.
father.
He had it hooked up in the bedroom, hooked up to a TV, and was like, "Nah, you're not allowed to play it."
Yeah, my father was like that with his original Xbox when he was around.
What the heck?
He would be playing like one of the Mortal Kombat's, and I'd ask, "Hey, can I play?"
No.
Touch,
No.
touch. If I laid a finger on that damn console, I would get sent to like a corner.
Oh man, that sucks. See, Chase, man, I've always encouraged Chase to game, and now he's like a pro gamer, dude. That kid might he might get paid, like he might straight up get paid to game. He's that good. Like,
Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
like it's amazing. I would be proud of him. I would be just as proud of that as anything else, man. Whatever
First
he wants to do,
podcast
as long as
investor.
it's yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'll be like, dude, talk to your sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, go to lumenspot.com and use the code GoodBudsPodcast to get 50% off anything you buy on the site. There will be a link down below. You guys should check it out at home. Seriously.
Also,
It's
go
lit.
to. You can also check out My High Shop and use code GoodBudsCurtis there for 35% off and free shipping. This is the last time we're going to pester you about it, but again, link is down below.
Yeah, it's the last time they'll
Yeah,
pester
that's
you. But when we get in a party, I'm still gonna get pestered by it because they don't shut up
oh, it's
about
true.
it.
Consistent.
Yeah, we never. Yeah, we are consistent with our shameless plugs. But yeah, no, it's very true. So that's obviously that's good. Like I'm super glad that like, you know, you regaled the people at home with how we came to meet one another, obviously. And Curtis and I earlier we were mentioning Payday 2, how we've gotten into Payday 2 recently.
Extensively into Payday 2.
And so I figured we could talk a little bit about that game because frankly, like I think it deserves a little bit of a comeback. Like I feel like it deserves. They could make a new Payday. If they made Payday 3, I'd be okay with that.
Updated graphics would be the shit.
Yeah. Put it out on next gen. Put it out on next gen, you know?
hmm
Well, a slight update to the PC version. I mean, it's not bad, but it
Or
could be
or like
slightly
or like just like a remaster or something.
Well, the PC if you have the PC and you put the graphics up to like max, like if you max out those graphics, they look pretty goddamn good.
I have them
They
pretty
do.
maxed out, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
they look pretty
they
good. They
look
don't look. I
good.
mean, they don't look
no,
great, but I
no,
mean,
I'm
for an
not
old
saying
game, they look
It's
spectacular.
a slight improvement of the PS3 upgrade or the graphics, but that's
Oh
about it.
yeah,
I would like
yeah.
it would be great if like the graphics are running like on something like Unreal Engine 4 or something.
oh yeah.
Very true, very true. I agree. And like, but gameplay wise, like, I mean,
Oh, gameplay wise, it's
it's
pretty
pretty
much
dialed in,
spot
man.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first like stealth heist game where I felt like I can actually do stealth during heists. Like if I shoot a camera and then I shoot the guard before they see the camera, then I'm good.
The
But
only
if I don't shoot,
The
you
only
know,
thing
like
in particular that I specifically would enjoy more is if it was more interactive with things like hacking keypads, reprogramming the drills, and picking locks or combinations.
Right.
oh yeah,
Like
like if they
if it
made
was
it like a mini game, like in
like a
Fallout.
small mini game or like Fallout, like Skyrim, something like that. Small one,
Yeah,
nothing
they could
major.
even up they could even up the difficulty and have it so that like certain locks, like if you try to pick them and you fail, it would like set off the alarm and shit like that, and it
Right.
would make it more
You can
difficult.
all
So like they could put that in and
you can also make that as part of the difficulty setting. On the easier
Mhm.
ones, you just have to hold F and it just automatically does it. But on like
yeah.
hard, very
Mayhem.
hard, well, on hard, it would probably be like, the mini game. Very hard mini game, but if you fail twice, it sets it off. Mayhem, if you fail
Yeah.
at all, then you're fucked.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be dope.
That
Oh,
would be
Bertil, if you're listening,
interesting.
Yeah, if you're listening,
Also, it would be pretty cool if you put in Shank's mask or my gas mask bong.
Oh my god, if you put my mask in, I swear to goodness, pictured right here. But if you put my mask in, like it would be I would be honored. And you could put a Good Buds heist in. They could make it so like you have to go
We
raid a
want to.
weed farm,
I would love that.
and like you just basically like you have to bag the plants and take the plants out and throw the plants into the truck or whatever.
You
And
have
like
you have a certain amount of time to fucking take all the weed off the thing, trim them, dry them,
yeah,
all
well
this
no,
other
that's
stuff.
exactly what you need to do is like you need to go
You have to process all
so
the
you have to
weed
go into one
really
room.
quick.
You need to find the room. You need to find the money room where they keep the money from where they grow the weed. And then if you want to, as an optional side objective during this mission, you can go into the weed grow room and like cut the plants down, and you throw them into bags. And like you just like cut down a row of like 3 plants, and then it like stuffs into a duffel bag, and you can just toss that and take
Exactly.
that as loot.
That would
Like
be awesome.
as like one of the optional side take things, but like make it out of weed farm. If you
Right?
guys are listening, make this. Make this.
It seems like it should be easy for you guys. If fucking H3H3 got a thing, just say
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
know, right?
sued. Just say you're
Well,
getting
yeah.
sued, and
Oh,
they'll be like, "Hey,
oh yes, Isaac. Okay, let's edit this part out. Isaac, sue us, and then we'll like totally, like totally pretend. Oh wait, hold on. No, I meant. Never mind. We'll not do that. But yeah, no, we just need to get sued. Say we're getting sued, and then get into the game. That would be amazing.
it's nobody's business who you're
Brilliant.
getting sued by." You can just say,
Brilliant.
"Hey,
It's
I'll get
nobody's
sued."
business. I'm getting sued. Yeah, who?
Put,
Who's suing you? Doesn't matter.
put me in my game.
Yeah,
That would be epic.
put me in the game. Put me in the game. But yeah, no, that'd be amazing, man. But on like I mean, on the subject of gaming and while talking about games, and looking obviously because we can see each other, we're doing a video chat. You guys at home get to see this until you subscribe to us, and we get enough subscribers to show our faces. But Isaac's
Very good, right?
PlayStation, his new PlayStation is sitting on his table there, and he had a harrowing experience with it when he got it.
Oh
Uh,
man.
do you do you want to tell the beautiful people at home about your harrowing PS4 Pro Spider-Man Edition experience that you just had to
Ah
deal with on
man.
eBay? You don't need to obviously give too many details about the seller because it wasn't quite their fault, but you can
No.
regale the audience there about your situation if you
Uh,
want to.
uh, if you're gonna be an eBay seller and you're gonna sell consoles, laptops, whatever electrical, make sure you pack the shit right. Just pack it right. That's all. Because if you don't pack it right, you're gonna get in a situation like I was in, and it's gonna come not working.
And exactly what was it that wasn't working on it?
The power supply. It's the whole thing where you plug your power cord into.
Right.
The power supply is this whole in your console. If you take it apart, it's this big unit. Takes up at least I want to
That's what she
say
said.
30 35%
The entire
percent
console.
of the and yeah the
Yeah.
interiors of your console,
And
and
I
it's
assume
just
it's kind of important as it supplies
oh it's
power to the electronic device.
very important because it, no that no gaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
What all I
Yeah.
did was just talk to the seller. I told him like, dude, you said in your listing it was working. I got it, plugged it in, and it's not turning on. What the hell is
I
this
know
shit?
working.
And he responds is with the, "Oh, did you plug it in? Are you turning it on with the button? Of course I am. What? Why would I buy something I wouldn't know how to use?
No,
Wait. There are buttons on PlayStations now?
no,
I guess so.
I put the plug into it. I plugged it right into the CD spot. I set it on top of my toaster and slapped it with my dick. It's not turning on. What's the problem?
What is the issue? That is how it's supposed to work. Why isn't it working?
Cool. We got into a like he gave me his Discord. We got into a call together. I showed him everything. I'm like, dude, here's proof. It's not working. He's like, he was like very genuinely sad about how it wasn't working because
Well, yeah, it's a badass console.
he's a big gamer himself. He works in the gaming industry. He's basically like marketing for like a company, and he has to check out streamers and whatnot. It's pretty cool,
Dude, why
but
did you not? You should get in touch with them, let him know it's working, and then tell him to
Check out your
like
stream.
talk to us.
job.
Talk to us.
Word.
Well, no, tell him to check out your stream to see if it's working properly. And then from there
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, well, speaking of which, hey,
Good Buds Podcast. show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. And they also have interviews with awesome people.
Yeah,
And guys,
we talked for a while. He was cool about it, and he's like, "All right, so tomorrow." After he was busy, he was a busy person that day because he was in New York, and in New York, you gotta when you're moving, you gotta get this shit out, and, because New York's a hectic city.
Of course.
So he was moving and whatnot, and he had a relative get COVID, so he had to go take care of that. So the next day we get on and we talk, and he's like, we came up to the assumption of the deal that he'll pay for the part, or he'll take $150 off of the how much I pay for it to pay for the part needed.
Dig it.
yeah, it's not bad.
It's good that
No.
he's at least, trying to, stay
Yeah.
true to his stuff that he was selling.
Because
But just
oh dude, when I got it not working, I was so pissed. I'm like, oh, so this is why he only has like 3 reviews on his eBay page.
right. Thought that this was about to be
But
a
no,
huge fucking scam.
he was genuinely a good dude. Cool
That's
dude.
good. That's good.
Yeah, he was a
that,
good dude. He rectified the situation. He fixed it and everything. Like
Oh yeah,
all you can really
it could
ask
have been
for.
worse.
we're glad that
Yeah,
our
it
buddy
could've been a
didn't get
scammer.
we're glad that our buddy didn't get messed over.
No,
I know,
that
right?
was-
We would have had to
that-
we would have had to do what Chance Bob did in the when people gave them bad reviews on the internet. Like, tracked them all down
really-
and punched them all in the face.
really bad. That would have been really bad.
Bad scene, man. I mean, a great scene in the movie, but it would have been a bad scene for them.
Absolutely.
Hey, are you Pussy Kicker 9000? Did you say the Good Buds podcast and Isaac suck massive fat cocks and they should poop out of their cocks because they're stupid guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl. That'd be
Jesus fuck.
magnificent.
Oh yeah.
Everything about that.
I can't wait till we reach that level of fame. But the
I
only
know,
way we
man,
can
like,
reach
what-
that level of fame
Yeah.
is if you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you're checking out our Discord. Check us out on Facebook,
True.
Spotify, anywhere that you just listen to your podcast. And you can also check us out on Patreon. Donate to the show if you like what we're doing here.
Isaac
It's
wants
true,
to
and
get
if we, I was gonna say if we hit
We got to get Isaac paid.
specifically one of our goals is that if we get to $601, Isaac will start getting paid.
Exactly. We need to make
So,
sure this
you
happens.
guys-
So,
Yeah, if you guys
it out.
want to see
Dude.
but yeah.
this wonderful
Okay,
guy
so
get paid,
if my goal to get paid is $601, what is goal for 420?
I don't know what is the goal
got-
for 420. What-
You guys will have to subscribe and find out. But I think we're running
Yeah.
a little low on time here today. So, Isaac, do you want to shout out your channels, your Twitch streams?
Up my leg. That's about it.
Well,
Just go watch,
we'll
I
have-
guess, when I
yeah,
stream. Or
well, for our-
just go look for it.
well, for our audio listeners, how do you spell that? Because you've got a special way.
What is it? HelpMyLeggg.
Yes, he has 3 G's
Yeah,
at leg. That
Yeah.
is what's special about it.
3Gs.
But you can
Yeah,
check him out at
3Gs, yeah.
YouTube. He does some good gaming content there. You can also check him out
Hilarious.
occasionally
I try.
streaming on Twitch. He
I try.
tries. He's way better than me and Shank are, but you can also
He
check us
regularly
out if you
carries
want
us
to.
in video games.
You can also check us out if you
yeah.
want to. I'm at
Yeah.
Gaming with Butts. Shank's over at Bad Names Games. We also stream on Twitch
Yeah.
at Good Buds Shank and Good Buds Curtis.
We do.
But
Yeah,
with all that
but-
being said, Shank, you got one more bong packed?
I do indeed, my homie.
All right, and Isaac, we know you don't smoke, so if you want to sip some orange juice or a soda or
I'm
something,
gonna
Yeah, grab
drink
some.
my pineapple orange banana juice.
okay
All right,
then.
pineapple,
That'll-
orange, banana juice.
in which case,
All right, roll that one. All right.
homies, for the last time, letters out. Let's blaze it.
Ooh, beautiful.
What? Beautiful.
beautiful. So once
Later.
again, I am smoking secret in this episode.
Once again, I'm
Curtis.
smoking Holy Grail Kush.
I'm drinking vitamin C.
And he's drinking vitamin C.
And we will vitamin
Alright.
C you guys next week. Later, buds.
Oh God, dude, why you gotta end it like that?
You
Later,
set me
buds.
up for it.
You set him up for it. All right, later, buds.
Later.